I'm Katrina Clay. Joining me this morning on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, I have Nicholas Kennedy of NYSE Liffe, as well as Jody Gunsberg of S&P Indices. Good morning, Nick and Jody. How are you?
Great, how are you?
Welcome to the floor of the New York Stock Exchange.
Thanks a lot.
Nick, can we start with you by telling us a little bit about why you guys are here today?
Sure, well, I mean, the reason's obvious is what better place in the world, what better symbol for fast-moving trading than the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. But people automatically think about stocks, which is all around us. But, you know, in effect, commodities have been growing tremendously over the last 10 years or so. And what people don't necessarily know is that within our group, the NYSE group, we've actually got a really strong commodity portfolio out of Europe with global benchmarks across cocoa, sugar, wheat, etc. And gradually we're seeing more and more investors come into this asset class. It's a proper asset class. So we're seeing huge developments, huge growth in the contracts. And we're now working more and more with the large commodity indices as well. This year alone we've entered 3 major indices, so we're now global benchmark, and including of course the WCI, which we're very glad to be in. So lots of opportunities, fast growing and here to stay.
Good. And Jody, from your vantage point as a former investment consultant in the commodities industry, can you give us a little bit of some clues on what are some of the trends that you're seeing in the commodity space?
In the past couple of years, there's been a huge growth in commodity investments, and originally investors were really getting commodity exposure for the basic beta, diversification, and inflation protection. And since then, they've become more sophisticated and are seeking more active strategies and enhanced indices in order to reduce the effect of contango. And so since 2007, the last few years, we've developed a number of indices that modify the weight, so S&P GSCI light energy type of indices, equal weight select, also modifying the role. So we have forward indices, enhanced indices, as well as the newest S&P GSCI Dynamic Roll Index. And then further beyond that, we find that investors really want to tailor their portfolios. They can use various sectors of their own, country weights. We have the WCI, which is non-US. We use a lot of the contracts here as well. And then the latest innovation is the S&P SGMI, which goes long, short, as well as beyond just commodity futures, but uses financial futures as well.
That was great information, insight, Nick and Jody. Thank you so much for taking the time for being with us at the New York Stock Exchange today. Thank you.
Thank you.